Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday to you. Happy Saturday. My name is Greg Angelo here. I am a real estate broker in the Carolinas. I just did a video on my YouTube channel, which is, you're looking at it behind me. And I'm going to talk about what's behind me and what this is all about and what is the movement that's happening. Because I have been in the podcast industry for a little while now. There's a lot of people out there doing it. I've had the Raised on Real Estate podcast, the Roar podcast, and then I just created now Planet One. I had things set up. I was going to be doing this with my microphone studio board and getting the sound. So I'm just doing this one now. I'm winging it now because I don't have my equipment here, but I will at another time. So I'm like, I might as well use my time efficiently and get it done. So a lot of things that are happening. I just did a video about commission splits, caps, brokerages, and the one that I'm with J Park Carolina Living. And you can go to Planet One Radio or Planet One Podcast on YouTube, and you can check it out. I'm going to change the URL link that I have right now for my Planet One podcast. I'm going to change it to directly go to YouTube instead of my podcast channel. So one of the things I want to talk to you about, because what I'm doing right now is this is like a podcast. This is a Zoom YouTube podcast, and people do them. But what the movement is right now is that a lot of podcast platforms are going to be moving into the YouTube space. So there was an article that was posted this past week that talked about how podcasting, which is just basically audio, right? There's a number of platforms out there. I use Buzzsprout. There's a host of them out there right now. Many people go to Spotify, but Spotify is going to be they're going to be moving into the video space, but they're going to be moving into YouTube. So you're going to be having now a audio podcast on YouTube. So they're going to be working together so that YouTube isn't just about the visual aspect of what we're doing with speaking and movement and all of that. And here's why that's important. So there are, statistically, you can check it out if you want to. I think there's well over 6.2 to 6.3 plus billion cohabitants on the planet. And there are one third of those, which is about 2.3, 2.4, whatever it may be, users on YouTube. Think about that. 1/3 of the planet's cohabitants use YouTube, which is much more than Facebook. So given the fact that YouTube now is the number one space to be at for many different reasons, for launching a business, getting yourself out there, monetizing what you're doing, possibly getting income, making money off of it, because now every time we look at something on YouTube, within 2 to 3 minutes or so, there comes an ad. And that's what it's all about. Advertisement. It's all being driven now. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm sure there's going to be some changes down the road. But so this is basically what I'm working on right now. I'm working on moving from the straight audio of podcasting into YouTube video podcasting. And that's why I created Planet One, given the fact that almost, over 1/3 of the people on the planet are on YouTube. I thought that this was a great way to create a podcast for YouTube. Did I know it was coming 2 or 3 years ago? I didn't, but it's all working out, and hopefully you'll like it and go from there. Because the way that podcasting works, and I'm the one, and I've done it, I'm out there right now talking to other people about doing podcasting. I have someone that I do their podcast for. He's a national coach, and I do his podcast, and he sends it to me, and I put it together, I produce it, put it all together, and then he send it back out to him, and he does it. puts it on the platform, and he has some people behind him that works all that way. One of the advantages is that you can stop, start, edit, all of those things, and make it sound really, really good, compress it. You can take away things that you said that maybe you didn't like or may have been controversial and you don't want it out there, so you edit it. And then you have guests on, and sometimes they're like, well, that didn't sound good, or I stumbled over my words, and how do I handle that? So and so when you're doing something like this, a podcast video, you can edit it, but it takes a lot of time. And I'm not an expert in YouTube editing. There are people out there that do that, but even when I've edited a small amount of time, either at the beginning or at the end of a video I've done, it takes a lot of time to do that, and then you have to wait for it, and then it uploads correctly, and then you have to make sure whether or not the splice at that 1 second lines up with the other one. And so in audio podcasting and audio recording and editing, it's much different. Folks, you can take many words and put them together into a sentence, and it sounds like that's what the person said. So it's just knowing how to do that. You don't really want to manipulate what they're saying, unlike what's going on today. What we're finding out now about how what you thought something was really isn't. And we can get into that, which is part of what I want to talk about just a little bit, because I'm going to do a couple of things on podcasting, and I'm running low on my battery, which happens. So I don't have my plug-in for that. But the point I'm making here before we wrap all of this up is that I want to talk about a couple of things in a series that I'm going to be doing. One is called the strawberry and the strawberry slush. And think about that for a moment. What is a strawberry and what is a strawberry slush? And which one would you rather have? And which one do more people